In order for me to get you to understand about women that has obsession, it's more of a spiritual connection or sexual ties. Um, it's there's different type of possessions, and when you find yourself in a situation like this, it's crazy. Like I said years ago, I'm going to pick up and bring the story a little bit fast forward so then you can understand where we at what we call women that are penis possession. They're obsessed with the man, or the man is obsessed with them as well. And they mentally and emotionally control the women that are weak. Unfortunately, but a blessing at the same time. I'm going to skip a whole bunch of the story, but I'm just going to jump to the day that I gave birth to my son by that same person that was off in college. Not my ex-husband, but the same person that was in college that pursued me. And what's so crazy is that young lady that did all that shenanigans with my cousin and other non-Greek organizations that they were part of, that they left that pamphlet on my door, she has a problem and don't realize it. It would have been easy to communicate, but when you're obsessed with a man where if he has a baby by another woman, you stalk. That's what it is. It's stalker vibes. Or when you know that you're in wrong, you do shit sneakily. It don't have to be, you do shit sneakily, which is still in the category of stalking. You have a problem. You're obsessed with the man. And reason why I'm saying this is because when I had my child and I had a complication through the pregnancy bad enough, I was on bedridden for like 3.5 to 4 months. Bedridden in the hospital, unable to get up and go around. A lot of stuff I had to be bathed or stuff like that. They didn't let me go out. And if I on holidays, the only time they let me out is they'll give me a pass for a couple of hours to be with family. That's how bad it was. And I didn't have that male support, but it didn't break my spirit. What really bothered me is even at your weakest point, people will test your faith. They will test your spirit to the core. She, whatever in the back of her head, listening to his sisters or him or whoever she was listening to or his mom, she took it up on her own to come to the hospital after I gave birth to my son. You know how they put him in the nursery. My mother was there. My family was there. My mother said my mother didn't say anything. She said some girl was sitting in the house talking about that was her son. She came back immediately. I got her in that wheelchair. I went downstairs. She dusted and ran when she seen me. Because with all my strength, I would have fought her behind that bullshit. Because it's easy to communicate with a woman than then to do sneaky stuff. She had begun to start saying that that was her child. Because so you gotta dial it back how if you're spiritually weak, how it's easy to be gullible and caught up in those situations behind a penis sex demon. He was a penis sex demon. And I because anytime men going around and women going around having sex, they ain't doing them attaching their many souls to everybody who they have slept with. And if you don't know how to pray those spirits off of you, then they're stagnated and stuck on you. You can do some crazy stuff that you normally wouldn't do. But she had a problem with him because she had a problem with Lego, like I said before, because she used to fight women. That's the one thing I didn't tell you. Before I attended the college, she used to fight the girls behind him. That is abnormal behavior anytime you allow a male to emotionally control you where you have to physically cause harm to another individual because he chose to be with another woman at whatever particular time, brother. If it's a one night stand, what time it's a long relationship, regardless if he messing with both of you or many of you. It's wrong to physically attack someone when the male should be accountable for his action just like the females. And you got to remember, my views is totally different. I feel that if you're not married to someone, you don't own no ownership or right to no man. I don't care if you dating them for 40 years. You don't own that person. You don't own their soul. They own their own soul. They can get up and move and about freely as they please because they have not put any ties to you. They have not married you. They have just only sexual ties to you. You're no different than anyone else that sleep around. I don't know why y'all think that just because you sleep with one that you're special. You're not special. You just treated like another hoe on the street because no male has committed to you. That's just real talk. It hurt all of us, but it is. You're not special until he commit himself totally to you and you commit yourself totally to him. But other than that, let me go and move forward. The craziness is, I skipped a whole lot of stuff, but I just get to the point where what women, girls, silly women do behind men that they're obsessed with. They're not obsessed to them like that. Now it's something wrong with him. He's a narcissist. Something wrong with him because he wants that attention. He used to women running out to him, begging him, crying, all that. But I wasn't that kind of woman, and that's the problem. So when you don't act like the other women, then you become the person that the problem. They'll try to discredit you, belittle you, and everything. You have men that are like that. Not all men, but some. And really, even though I'm giving him a title as a man, but it's boy. That's boy that has not matured into an adult. And there's men that of all age that there are boy behaviors. But back to this. You would think that she would leave me and my child alone. But even today, she inserted her opinion in my son's relationship to him, even though he should not even gave her that voice. See, some men, not all men, boys create unnecessary bullshit. See, no woman should feel comfortable in talking about another woman's child relationship with their father. I'm going to say this again. No woman should feel comfortable enough to insert their opinion on the relationship of that male and that son. If it's not your DNA that you created a baby with him, you need to sit quietly and let him go through the mess that he created. You may be messing around with him, you may be with him, but you need to stand down and stand still because that is unfinished business that he created while he was with you or after he was with you or before he was with you. It doesn't make a difference. Learn to not assert your opinion on a relationship that you don't know about. Because you cannot make him be a man no matter how much you be with him. He's still a boy. Because if a man that is full grown cannot make adult decisions and wise decisions and mature decisions, they're still boys. Stop it. So she had the nerve to say, oh, as if their communication, that he could make it better with his grandkids. Let me tell you this. You could never fucking correct shit through your grandkids. Y'all need to stop that shit. If you didn't fix that shit with your biological child or children, you reaching out to these grandchildren is making the wound even wider. And what those children look how fucked up you are because you can't even have a relationship with their parents. But you have the nerve to feel that you can go through the kids and make things right. The universe don't work like that. You got to correct that shit in the past. Stop giving these men wrong fucking advice. Those sins that they created, they have to repent and ask for forgiveness for those sins that they committed. I don't give a damn how good of a woman you are, or how whole you made him, or how you encouraged him. Those fucking journeys are by himself and not with you. When you realize that, then your relationship will be better with him, because he has to be humble.